Hi, hello, welcome in. I feel like I have so much more to watch right now. And it's kind of freaking me out. I need like, I don't know, 2 more monitors or something like that. But we're gonna do some co-working today. First, it's been a while since I've streamed. I want to say it's been more than a week, I think. We streamed some stuff for Ludinaricon. The new one. It's in your Discord. The third one. I am working on getting the top 6 video out for that. It's taking some time. I got a lot going on right now. Still trying to like get into the groove of still trying to get into the groove of like what work looks like and what stuff I do when and what stuff I even need to do. So I am gonna get some stuff done for Jerica Has a Way with Words today for the writing and editing stuff. If you haven't checked that out yet, jericablack.com. If you need writing or editing done, I'm the person to do it for you. Blue today, welcome in, Michael. How's it going? This is my lipstick container. The boy might make an appearance here in a second. Here he comes. There's something in my eyeball. Before we get into like the actual co-working, I saw like an interesting tip the other day that was like, sit down and do like a 5-minute like mindfulness activity before you get going to kind of like quiet your mind and like focus your mind. So we're gonna do that. Iggy, I can't see. You can't have this. You want a blue nose? Okay. Yeah, you didn't like that. I didn't try to put it on, you just didn't like the smell. But then we're going to get into some co-working. We're gonna do Pomodoro timers. I'm gonna try to remind everybody to stretch and hydrate and do things like that on those 5-minute breaks. Because I'm gonna do them myself. The first break, I'm gonna do a wee stretch. The second break, I'm gonna do some squats. You obviously don't have to, or you can do a different amount of squats than I do. And then the third one, we're just gonna march in place, get that blood flowing, and then we'll be done. We'll have done a co-work, and it'll be great. This is not what I want. I want this first. There's a cat butt. There's not really a whole lot I can do about the cat butt. Also, welcome in a second time, Red. I seen you over there. So I'm gonna do like a Zentangle, but like not a proper Zentangle. Basically, I'm just gonna like draw some lines. You can follow along with the same lines. You can go ahead and get started on your work. Or if you know like some other like doodling techniques, feel free to do those instead. The first thing I'm gonna do is draw a border. Also, if you don't have like little papers already ready, because why would you have done that? You didn't know. Unless you're an avid tiny canvas entangler, then you probably don't. You can just take a regular piece of paper and draw a square on it. Or a circle or a triangle if you want, and that will act as the line that I've just drawn around. And then I think I'm going to just like freeform a loopy line from the top corner to the opposite bottom corner, and then we're just going to trace that line over and over again and see what it looks like at the end. And so, like, the mindfulness of this, of course, is, you know, like, really paying attention to that line, following the line as perfectly as you can without being too precious about it. You, in theory, should use ink so that you can't erase, but we just won't erase. Because I chose a pencil today. So I feel like I've done a fair amount since the last time. Obviously, you know, you generally want to be quiet while doing this, but I'm streaming, so I'm not going to remain quiet because I don't know how to do that. And I think this is a good time to do a little chatty catch-up and stuff too. But I feel like I've done a lot since the last time I streamed because I haven't been streaming as regularly with the business launch. Trying to get that figured out. So I went to the Writers Festival. That was a fun time. We walked around downtown a little bit. Because we got dinner and then we've done dinner like way too early to go to the event. But the event was good. It was on short story writing, which if you don't know, that's kind of like my jam when it comes to writing. I don't really care for longer stories at the moment. However, I won't say that I'll never write a novel. It's just not really a goal of mine, which I think people find kind of weird. And I actually talk about it a little bit in the video that just went up on YouTube. So down here, if you're following along, oh, you maybe can't see that particularly well. I wish this camera was a little better. But we got to the point where I hit the edge, and so I just picked up my pencil and kind of filled in the, like, rest of that area that was created. And so the same thing's gonna happen up at the top here, obviously, where I've hit the edge. We're gonna fill in that area, and then continue with the line in the, like, outer, in, like, this large area. And that was, like, 2 weeks ago that we went for the Writers' Festival. And then this past weekend, we did the Tulip Festival, as well as stopped at a small local, mostly used bookstore. They have some new books as well. Picked up books. If you're following me on the Jerica socials, other than the Chickadee socials, you'll see some stuff coming out about what books we got, and trying to decide what I'm gonna read next, because I'm not quite sure yet. I did, like, in the like reel or whatever, give the option of 3 books, but in reality, what's gonna happen is it's gonna be the nonfiction book and then one of the fiction books, because I like to, like, not everybody can read 2 books at a time. Sometimes I like to be reading 2 books at a time, but for me to be doing that, it usually has to be, it usually has to be a fiction and a nonfiction, or 2, like, very different fictions. But even then, like, I'd rather a fiction and a nonfiction. I tend to read those at, like, very different paces as well. I find with nonfiction, I can, like, pick up and put it down with, like, longer breaks in the middle and not, like, lose anything. But with fiction, I kind of just, like, attach to them and read them without taking any breaks. This is turning out looking a lot cooler than I was expecting, and I'm pleasantly surprised by it. I don't feel like anything else particularly exciting has happened. I've really just been chugging away at getting some like consistent social media happening for writing and editing stuff. I've done very little like promotional content, and like feel like I need to do more, but at the same time, like, best practices are supposedly like 1/3 promotional and 2/3, they say, informational, but that kind of leaves out like a bunch of different types of content that you can make. So instead of saying 2/3 informational, I'm saying 2/3 non-promotional for when it comes to my stuff. Because there's also like entertainment and connection and I don't know, a bunch of other types of things. Well, that felt good. I did that line for like a really long time instead of like picking up my pencil. The cat's really enjoying watching out the window right now. This is not like a normal spot for him to sit. It's not like abnormal, but this isn't like part of his normal routine. It's kind of weird. He did this morning though too, and he moved to behind my mom, looking out the window over there. I almost want to like leave some of the space open just because it looks kind of cool, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna finish filling it in. I just think that would be like a cool contrast as far as like art goes. I'm not really attempting to make cool art right now. It's supposed to be focusing my... Now, is it working as well as it would if I would shut up? Probably not. But I'm gonna shut up in a little bit while I'm working, and so I'll have to spend a little time chatting. I'm usually a pretty chatty streamer, so co-working feels a little weird. It doesn't mean that I won't chat while I'm working either. I'll just be less responsive. And try to keep it so that I'm not like screaming or anything for people who are trying to work alone. But what co-working space doesn't have people muttering a little bit, you know? Even if it's just people coming in saying hi. Which is kind of what I'll be doing. I like how some of the spots go from being round to being a point. Also creating these little teardrop shapes throughout. Oh. Hi Iggy, thanks for hanging out. I can definitely feel myself like seeing the end and starting to like go faster, and I think that's something that I should try to fight back on a little bit. We got a few lines left. Welcome in Works, how's it going? You're working? Alright, we've done it. I think it turned out really cool, actually. I'm quite pleased with it, considering I didn't really have a plan beyond I'm going to draw a line and see what happens. That looks really heckin' cool, in my opinion. I kind of wish I had done it in ink now so that I could color it. I bet you I could scan it in and color it digitally. That'd be kind of cool, maybe. But I suppose it's time to do some real work. Now that we've relaxed a little bit. How do I want to... like I said, I need like 6 monitors right now. I'm gonna switch to here. My first task is to be writing some emails. Woohoo. It's not actually gonna be writing emails, it's gonna be writing email templates. Feel free to tell me what you're working on. Eventually, I might get that bot that does the thing that everybody can add all of their to-dos to, and then everybody can celebrate when people knock their to-dos off. But I haven't done that yet. It does cost a little bit of money, so I feel like it's not quite feasible yet. It's not like a large amount of money, but it is like a monthly like Patreon to use their software or whatever. I need to turn on. It doesn't need to be that loud. Well, that seems much better. Let me know if that's an appropriate background music sound for you. Or volume, rather. Waiting for an IT professional to walk into a building you're not in so they can fix a printer you can't connect to. Oh my god, printers are the worst. That reminds me that actually on my to-do list for today is to get some stuff printed off. I don't know if I'll get to it during co-working, but you might get to watch me troubleshoot. Well, I mean, you won't really be able to because my printer's in a very different room. But I have to format some stuff. And then decide some other stuff about what I'm printing off. So I have to decide if I'm printing anything off for myself. I want to bring like some of my writing to edit or something like that. It's so funny I'll talk about this real quick and then we'll get into our first Pomodoro, but it's so funny that like I run to Red for like everything technology based that I can't figure out except for printers. Printers are the only thing that work for me, which is like the craziest thing. Also, knock on wood, since I have to use one later, because it's not like they never don't work. But like it's to the point where like Red the other day was like, can we print some stuff off? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, I can send it to you to print, right? It didn't exactly go that way, but I am printing stuff off for Red. So it's so weird, but you know, it works because it means that he'll do, I haven't yet. You never listen. I'm doing that today. It's on the list for today. Okay, I'm gonna hit the timer button. That timer's gonna go. You're gonna get to watch my word counts go. And I'll be back to chat in like 5 minutes. Feel free to chat in the chats, and I will respond when I have a second, kind of thing. But for the most part, I'll be unresponsive during the work periods. Okay, start. Yeah, I need a third screen. This is wild. I always made fun of Red for wanting a third screen, and here I am. I don't actually need this right now. I'm just gonna mess up over there. It's fine. Speaking too quietly for my to be that. Let me know if you can hear when I do talk. What? Here. I'm so sorry. You alright? Nikki, what are you doing? I love that hyper so much. Cheap viewers. Super close to our ish. It's break time! My first break is going to be stretching, but with any break, it's important to hydrate yourself. So if you've not been hydrating, please take a sip of water. Coffee works as well, water's better, but you know what? I'm not gonna tell you what to I hope everybody got a lot of work done in that 25 minutes. I'm gonna take my headphones out because I'm gonna do a wee stretch. I don't know what the camera gonna be like. When I usually do this stretch, I actually usually look out my window because it's also important to give your eyes a bit of a thing, and I'm gonna do that again just because of where the camera is. So it's good to give your eyes a bit of a break. So 20 feet away at least for 20 seconds, and then 20 seconds closed. But I'm also gonna do Y's, W's, M's, and I don't know what they call this one, I forget. 20, yeah! Squats? Not 30 squats. The next break is squats, though. I've been doing 15 squats. And I haven't done them every day. When I was doing Pomos for while I was doing my work placement, I was like so on it, but I haven't been using Pomodoro timers for my own work recently, because I've just been not taking breaks. Don't tell anyone that I haven't been taking breaks. I've been taking breaks, just not on like the same like schedule. And I think the schedule is actually really good. I should get back to it, but I just feel like I've had so much to brain flew the coop. I just feel like I've had so much to do with like starting up something. Like I don't feel like I've done enough work. I've been stressing myself out about it. But like at the same time, I'm proud of like what I have accomplished. It's not like I feel like I haven't accomplished anything. It just like that there's a lot more to do at the beginning of getting something going than there is kind of like once things are in a flow. So trying to be consistent with like a second set of social media, not that I'm consistent with like chickadee social media. Jerica social media is I'm definitely trying to be more consistent with, but I definitely haven't gotten into the flow of that yet. Plus like there's now a third YouTube, which the first video is up, which is like a bunch of newbie tags. So I did booktube newbie tag a little while ago. I have a minute left to chat. A little while ago, so I like redid that, but then I also did author newbie tag, and then I made up questions for EditorTube because I don't know if EditorTube exists. And I say like multiple times in the video, like if EditorTube exists, like find me and tell me where it is. But I made up some questions for that and then did that, so y'all should go watch that video. Yeah. I love how I did those stretches and then immediately sat down and shrimped. Don't do that. Keep your posture good. I realized that with emails I should be writing subject lines, and then I got to like one of my email templates and I'm like, I have no idea what kind of subject line to do for this, so that's why the screen went from white to black, because I'm doing a little bit of research, and then I'm gonna move on to my next task, because I'm very close to being. Alright, it's time to get back to work. I hope you guys are getting a lot done, and/or, you know, twiddling your thumbs waiting for somebody else to get some stuff done so that you can get stuff done, but, you know, it is what it is. Corporate world, am I right? Alright, back to work. See you in 25 minutes. Oh. That would be because it's like an ad, right? Oh, it's not an ad right now. Thank you for letting me know. It's because usually I have my my word count. I don't think it was that important that I'd be closed. Subject line shouldn't have more than make work. The E's also covered something. those ink used in. Why? Woohoo! It's break time. Before I'm going to that whether you do squats with me, stretch, you should get your body moving, even if it's just a little bit, standing up, and then sitting down. And also make sure you look away from your screen, preferably 20 feet away for at least 20. Close your eyes. I'm gonna run to the room. I'll do some. We're halfway through a workout. I'm back. Squat. I think I could do squats here. I might have to not do them on camera. I'm not really sure. Because I think I might just like sit on a box or something. How do I usually do that? I feel like I've done them here. Just sit on my chair a bunch of. They're just gonna have to believe me that I'm doing squats, I think. Oh, you can see my head. Good. Alright, we got 2 more minutes on our break. Hope everybody has hydrated. Maybe grabbed a snack if you need a snack. If you're a meds taker and you haven't taken your meds yet, and you should have. It's... I just realized I haven't wordle yet. Can I wordle in 1:42? And at least start it. Alright, Wordle in 1:20, can I do it? Probably not. Let's see though. Maybe I'll get in yesterday. I only got the last letter, and it's a weird last letter, and I struggled with it the last time. No! Got it in 2. actually win today. For those of you who don't know, I have a family assign points so people win days, weeks, and months. Okay, I'm gonna quickly pop this. No, I'm not. I have to read 4 billion. Grandpa points. Ah, I might get grandpa points too, unless somebody has none in their first guess. Those are much louder than. Oh, like the tweets? I don't know if I can change the tweets. You can barely hear me. It's because my mic's all the way up. Why are you just saying this now? I mean, like, I'm not meant to be super loud, but quiet either. Oh, I wonder. I did read. That's not what I. I will start upper 25. Our Pomos aren't super on point. Oh no, that's. Oh. Can you hear me better now? It was using this mic, not even that mic. It was using this mic. I'm so mad. I mean, I guess it's my fault for having 2 cameras and a microphone plugged in. Okay, they can't choose that one again. That one's been disconnected. Because I know that one's not terrible. This one must have been horrid. Alright. Iggy. You're not a very calm noise for co-working. I don't know if you can hear that. I'm sure you can. You usually can. What a wiener. Okay. I'm starting up the next 25 minutes. I apologize for cat screaming in the background. I think I'm almost done half rewriting, half editing this blog post too. Alright, here we go. See you in 25 minutes. Hate it when there's a word you want. Can't think of the word. Compliance. That'll work. Woohoo, printer fixed. Now you can print all the things. So violent. Printers like me. It's the only technology that doesn't break regularly. Welcome in Irish is near house. Go in. Feel free to join. You're embarrassing us. I'm very embarrassed by my cat right now. I think I'm done my blog post. Something else changed here. I don't know what. Almost sent my coffee flying. That's a lot of meetings, Michael. I want to have a meeting. Too many hours eating. I've been procrastinating all day. That'll happen. Hopefully finding the right co-working stream will help you. Feel free to tell me what kind of book you're working on. I'm quite interested. A 5-hour meeting? That's too long for one meeting. That sounds really interesting. Editing's hard. Editing for yourself is hard. I love editing for other people. I have a short story that I need to edit, but I gotta get some other stuff done before I can do that. It's great advice, Schoolski. Attempt 2 or 3 of trying to edit it. You just have no idea what you're doing. What particularly are you struggling with? I'm gonna do a big picture edit. I got caught in the line editing, spotting little things that need changing. Never done a broad scale edit before. Okay, let me think on it a second, and let me see if I can come up with something for you. Mm-hmm. I have thought about it a bit. And we're about to be in a break. So I think when you're looking for things that are more of a big picture edit, it's helpful. I'm gonna go ahead and start the break for anybody who's taking a break right now. Make sure you hydrate, look away from your screen, preferably 20 feet away for 20 seconds, close your eyes for 20 seconds. If you need a snack, go grab a snack, get up, move your body around a little bit. Normally I'd be doing just like walking in place right now, but I want to try to answer this question. When you're looking at a more big picture edit, I think the first thing is that because you find that you're getting caught up in the little things, make sure, I mean, I get a break, Michael. I don't know if you get a break. If you're following along with the Pomodoro, you get a break, but if you're not, I think you have to, I think the first thing I would say is make a rule for yourself that you're not allowed to stop before the end of a paragraph, or you're not allowed to stop before the end of a page. That way you are reading a larger chunk before you're allowed to stop and make a note. This might not work like every time, and you can make a caveat to it that if you're making a note about a big picture edit, you're allowed to stop. But I think like setting a I have to read this amount will stop you from trying to fix those little things. Another thing is, rather than stopping to fix them, just take note of them. So like, and don't, not necessarily like a specific note. You could write like page number and then punctuation, and then you'll know to go through that page for like a punctuation issue, rather than trying to stop and fix it right now. And then the other thing that I would say is like choose a larger chunk, like depending, like you're writing middle grade YA, so I would think that your chapters are on the shorter side. If they're not, like that's fine, there's no rules. But say like read a chapter and take notes about what scenes occur. So that like for like a like story structure, looking at where those scenes take place and like how they're flowing into each other, rather than looking at it in the book, you can then look at the list of scenes and make decisions based on that. Because I'm literally, the blog post that I'm writing right now is about types of editing, so it's so funny that like we're talking about a big picture edit versus like a lower edit. I'm talking about it from like a services standpoint, like what you might receive from an editor, which of course is an option. Also, obviously you're part of a critique group, so they'll be able to look at your words in a different way than you can, because you're already like extremely familiar with it and you have like more of an emotional connection to it. But yeah, I think like taking notes on what those big things are and purposefully reading larger chunks before you stop to take notes. So I tend to do those big picture edits on shorter fiction. So like my like specialty is short stories. So when I do a substantive edit, I read the whole thing before I take notes, unless something really, really jumps out at me. So you could do that with chapters. Your chapters are too long, some are 16 pages. I mean, how long is a normal middle grade? I mean, this is a really old middle grade book, so I don't know if it's up to like current standards. Let's find out. I'm not as familiar with lengths of things like this. So this is chapter 1, that's Are we talking manuscript pages? Because I guess that's a little different than that. How many manuscript pages goes, like, that's probably a manuscript page, yeah? Manuscript page double-spaced? How many manuscript pages go on a, like, a trade back? I'm sure there's a thing out there. So we'll say this, it'll be like half. Or we'll go 1, 2, 3. I mean, yeah, I guess those are kind of long. I mean, if we're basing it off the first chapter of this random middle grade book that I grabbed. Oh, this has pictures in it. I can't use this. Who knew there were pictures in this book? But also, I mean, whether or not you want to, like, keep those, like, I know you said middle grade YA, so, like, YA, like, you're basically writing for adults anyways. Like, the length of the chapters doesn't matter as much, but if you're aiming for more middle grade, like, even looking at the chapter length and where you should, like, or if you should cut those, a manuscript page. Yeah, okay, so those are probably pretty long. Again, I don't know the standards of middle grade publishing at the moment. It's just, like, not my area. Hi, buddy. I know our timer went off, but I'm gonna continue talking about this a little bit. It's appropriate. It's an appropriate topic to talk about. Yeah, so I think, like, my best advice, again, because, like, I'm used to working with shorter fiction, is, like, choosing a length, whether that be, like, a chapter or, like, pick, like, 5 pages, and read the 5 pages before making any changes. Perhaps you can make notes on the side. I think maybe, like, if that's not how you're already doing it, I think making notes on the side instead of making changes to your actual manuscript could help you, because then you're not allowed to change that period to a semicolon or whatever. Teetering on the fence between middle grade and YA. I think there's actually a term for that now. I think while I was doing research for my last job, I came across a term that was... Oh no, it was on the other side. It was teetering between YA and adult. So there's, like, new adult now. I don't know that we need that distinction, but the publishing industry thinks we need that distinction, so... I mean, the business industry also thinks we need the word solopreneur instead of entrepreneur if you're, like, a single owner of a business, which, like, I don't know, very silly to me. Alright, Iggy, what do you think? I have to get back to work now. The timer's gone. Yeah. But also, now that I know that even just one person wants that blog post, I think I'm probably gonna do some researching and brainstorming and write a blog post about how the heck do I stop getting caught up in line edits when I'm trying to do a big edit. Obviously beyond get somebody else to do it for you. Self-editing is really important. Can I go back to my work, buddy? You get lunch in half an hour. Previously, it printed out draft 1, and for draft 2, literally just made a copy of the doc and named it draft 2. Fair. Yeah. Yeah, no, I think... So, I'm also, like, a pen and paper person, so at least one of my edits of my short stories ends up being on paper. Sometimes I write the first draft on paper. I used to do that a lot more as, like, a teen when I was writing, but then I went to school and I needed to be writing a lot of words, and so I got much better at writing a first draft with a keyboard, but I still like to do some editing by hand just because I like the, like, freedom of, like, where you can write stuff. Oh my gosh, hiccups. Anyways, we should get back to work because we're trying to get work done, right? So I wish you luck. No, you're fine. I will get up and do a little wiggle. No, I like having something to talk about on my break. I wasn't gonna do anything other than stand up, so please don't feel bad about asking a question that I was excited to answer. And you've given me an idea to, you know, write a blog post and create an accompanying YouTube video. I'll never be mad about having ideas that I know even just one person, which means there are more people wants to read or listen to or whatever. Okay. I'm gonna start. This will be our last work session for today, but originally wanted to make draft 2 a blank slate, but that would take far too long. Honestly though, sometimes you do just need to rewrite. It does feel like a lot of work, and I've never had to do it for a novel. But I've done it for short stories, and I find it makes a huge difference, even if you end up writing a lot of the same words.
Welcome to the flock of misfits. What kind of bird are you?
I wasn't expecting that. I was like, a crow, where? Thank you so much for the follow. Need to write a blog post about writing blog posts? Dude, do you know how many of those there are? Not to say that you shouldn't write it, because everybody's writing the same blog post, but you're gonna say it differently, just like everybody's making the same videos, they're gonna say it differently. Alright, this will be our last work session for the day. I'll be back to do more co-working. I've actually gotten so much done. It's helped me to have you guys body doubling with me, so I hope it's been helping you as well. Let's get some stuff done, yeah? See you in 25 minutes. how's it going? Any tales of TTRPGs to tell? PC preparations are done. Friday he sees the doctor. Nice. Red, if you're here, this is gonna be a pain in the ass to print BT dubs. Because I don't want to sign up for the thing. And then their formatting in plain text is garbage. Haroon was described in a recap as adorable. Nice. After sent for critique, congrats, nice. I hope you get some good feedback. There. Jeez. Right, I sent you a DM. Please respond. Most amusing for you was when the party saw someone's fire in the town we landed. We jumped out of a window, Gogol the Raven pretended to sleep, so Haroon decided isn't worth the argument who's awake or not. Fair. Thank you. Chapter 1 is 4,770 words long. That's like a whole short story. Isn't worth the argument, runs off to help the burning victims. Fair. Hmm. What's half of 8.5? 4 1/4. Dude. Excuse you. Vivi, you made the last 5 minutes of that so difficult to get anything done. But that's the end of co-working. That doesn't mean that it's the end of me working today, but I need to go eat some lunch. So I hope everybody else was able to get a lot of stuff done. I know that I feel quite productive. Yeah, I'll definitely be back doing more co-working. I did some co-working last summer and I really enjoyed it. And then I didn't do any for a really long time. I think I did another one kind of recently to test things out. And then today we tested out some other things. And I think that went well. I'll know better later today if how well the extra testing things went. But thank you guys so much for being here. I hope I was a good body double for you. You were certainly a good body double for me. I don't know when I'll be streaming next. Go check out all the YouTubes and things. Found it amusing. It had a debate. We got the 2 into the 4 people rooms for. Oh, that's always an interesting debate, especially like at the beginning of a campaign. Is like in theory your characters don't know each other particularly well. That's always like maybe they do, maybe they don't. Yeah, also, if you're looking or you hear of somebody else looking, if your boss is looking, if your friend's looking for any writing or editing services, definitely go check out jaredblack.com. That'd be me. I got stuff going on over there. Then why not split it through gender? I mean, that makes sense. If that works, you know? That's usually like the first go-to for like how to split up your party when it comes to who's sleeping where. Here are a bunch of other things for you to check out. For our Twitch people, we're gonna raid somewhere. For our YouTube people, I don't know if raiding is a thing on YouTube. I'm just gonna I'm just gonna say, I hope you guys got a lot done. I know